or call Steve Alladort at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070.
KCAA.
You just entered the Gotcha Zone. I line up to the start line and get ready to race with your host, Joe Britt. It's time for Gotcha Racing, live on KCAA 1050.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and get ready for an action-packed, fun-filled hour of everything a motorhead ever loved or lived. Gotcha Racing with Joe Britt. Welcome to Gotcha Racing. This is Joe Britt.
Hey there, race fans, and welcome to another edition of Gotcha Racing Live, Gotcha Racing TV with Joe Britt at the helm. We are sitting in HQ, which is KCAA in Redlands, and we could just do a show. Maybe I sound kind of down or something, huh? No, I'm just rushing to get here and doing what we have to do. A couple of things I want to get to you and tell you about. So let me get my open. Hey, I come to you a humble man that is a reflection of God's grace and greatness, a humble man that is standing on the shoulders of ancestors. Hey, wake up, America. Look alive, California. Wake up and talk to me, San Bernardino. For this is your host, Joe Britt, coming to you live, strong, and clear from the desert to the sea, broadcasting on 106.5 FM, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM on your AM dial. We are broadcasting through an NBC affiliate, which is KCAA Talk Radio in Redlands, California, and doing our best to give you information that we think that you would need to do your own projects at the house concerning automobiles or anything that runs, actually. If it runs on gas, if it runs on electric, more likely we would have the solution to your problems here. And then we are with a lot of racers and events, and a lot of, when I say events, man, we're done for the year. This year has been uneventful, and it's been good. I've gotten, a couple of teams together that are going out and help me conquer the world, as they would say in the racing industry. And we've had a fantastic year. A lot of the stuff is coming to you. We have to edit it down, of course, but it's coming to you. And we just did the LA Auto Show this week, actually, on Media Days, which it takes care of 2 days, actually. If you went onto the Facebook account, you would probably see under Joe Britt or under Joseph, Josef, Britt. Look under grtv.media. Look under Gotcha Racing TV. Look under Gotcha Racing Live. For those of you that want to call in and tell me what's going on in your neck of the woods, that number is 909-792-5222. 909-792-5222. For the non-local, that number is 888-909-1050. 888-909-1050. Now, for those of you that cannot get to a computer and or a smartphone or a dumb phone, they can put in KCAAradio.com and see this great broadcast of ours. If you have your smartphone, your dumb phone, a cell phone, and you want to listen to this broadcast of ours, the number is 720-835-3099. 720-835-3099. So, we're doing what we can do to give you the best information that we can possibly give you, and so you can understand what's going on in your neck of the woods as far as projects are concerned. I'll say it again. So, what's on tap for me today? We got some videos that we're trying to clear out, some interviews, and I want to show you one thing. I'm doing a project. Now, before, a couple of months ago, I came to you and said I was doing a Jeep project, which I finished. And I think I'm going to put that Jeep up for sale. It's a 96 Jeep Cherokee that I've gone through the motor and detailed the motor and put all kind of bells and whistles on it. And it has a 3-inch lift on it with big tires. So I'm going to offer that. I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, I've done the work on it, and I've had it for about 12 years, and it's time for me to get rid of it. So you can contact me at grtv.media@gmail.com, and let's discuss it. Okay, so my next project, as of today, I'm working on a Mercedes, my personal Mercedes, which is a 230 compressor. What am I doing to it? Well, what I'm going to do is add a radio to it. Okay, and for those of you that don't know, it's a double din, meaning that it'll fit into the dash. I have the double din cover for it. So I just have to take out my unit and do some soldering, and which I love to do. Man, I have a degree in electronics, so I'd love to get down and dirty. So those of you that may be watching on KCAAradio.com, this radio that I'm going to put in, I put one in my mom's truck, which is a Dodge Ram, and I said, it's pretty cool. It has all the bells and whistles to it. It has a mic on it, has SD slot, has a USB slot, has an auxiliary slot, Bluetooth, and I can, coordinate it with my Android, because this is an Android. It pretty much is an Android computer. It does everything my Android cell phone does. Touch screen, and it's I'm really excited. I am really excited, and I just can't wait to have the time to go ahead and put it in. And it's relatively easy. I searched around, and I was just trying to see what the guys at the local shops would charge to put this radio in, plus it has a backup camera, which I've installed in the back of the Mercedes already, which is it's a miniature camera. The prices have come down dramatically, but it's a miniature camera, shoots, and it receives it or captures it in HD, 1080 HD, and at night it's supposed to be very, very good at night. Well, actually it is. And so with that, and I'll combine it into this little unit. So when I do back up, this particular Mercedes doesn't have the backup unit like the newer cars have that comes on your screen. So I'm going to put that on, and very, very inexpensive and simple to do. But anyway, getting back to the guys that have the shops, audio shops, they want to charge $150 to do this. Well, I understand that. Everybody needs to get paid. We got light bills and phone bills and maybe some girlfriends or a wife on the side or something and employees. So I can understand that. But as I've been saying on this broadcast, money is better in my pocket than the next man, right? And I don't mind people in business, but I'm here to save money, and that's why I give you all the information that I have, so you can save money also. I mean, there's nothing like having a great Christmas. There's nothing like having something for your kids with the money that you can save from listening to this broadcast. And that's what my full intentions are, to let you inform you what's going on and how to do, and to get out of your comfort zone, by saying you can't, you don't know how, you're scared, you're terrified. There's no reason to be. If that man can do it, you can do it. The guy puts on his pants just like you do, okay? One leg at a time. So the only difference between you and he, or she and he, would be knowledge, okay? That's the only difference. And the skill level comes with the knowledge and comes with repetitiveness. So I try to give you all of that information also. So anything is possible. And I'm really happy about putting this. It's called a MP5 player touchscreen, and it everything on it that I would possibly need in order to make update the inside of my particular Mercedes. And wait, actually, you can update any car. It has, like I said, it has every. You know what? I'm not gonna go through it, but I tell you, I got this off of Wish, right? And the radios that I've gotten so far, which was be a total of 3, are pretty much the same, and I got them off of Wish.com. And this radio, I'm not kidding you. Listen, folks, it's a $350 radio, right? I paid $38 in shipping to get to my door, all right? I went to Amazon, and I love shopping at Amazon, but they didn't have this one at the price that I wanted to pay. And I'm a cheap rascal. Yes, I am. I want to keep the money in my pocket, you know? And so, nevertheless, we that's what we do. And that's what we have done. We went to Wish and got this. And for the because it's not a complete package, the radio comes separate, and then the faceplate for the double din for the Mercedes I had to buy off of Amazon, okay? And that cost me all of $18. So, and I got that, I probably got that about 6 or 8 months ago, and just been holding it and waiting for a decent price for this this stereo system. Just waiting for a decent price. Now that I got it, I put it all together, and we are cooking with gas, like the old folks say. Okay, and we're really happy about it. Really happy about making that Mercedes and putting it up to date. Now, for so where we were this week, and I got a caller on the line. Where we were this week is we were at the LA Auto Show, okay? And what's happening is for the past 14 years at the LA Auto Show, we've covered it. And this year, with no exception, was a really good show. And it opened up to the public on Friday. For 2 days before, it's for media only. Only the trade can get in. And what happens is we get the first-hand view and the pick of all information that the manufacturers are showing to the public. My engineer just walked away. I think he went to the restroom. I got a call. We're just going to have to wait. Caller, so if you're on the line, caller, and I see you're flashing on the line, give me a call back in about 3 minutes if you don't mind. All right, so, man, the cars we saw and the prototypes we saw this season, meaning a couple of days ago, are really nice, off the chain. They are really stepping up their game. You know, there's a lot of competitiveness with GM in the foreign models, but and GM is kind of getting their act together. I should say the American market's kind of getting their act together as far as visual styling, competing against the Europeans, you know, and then competing against the Japanese market. The Lincoln has this new Aviator. Let me tell you, folks, Lincoln has stepped up their game. If you ever, it looks kind of close to a Range Rover, you know, and Range Rover, you know, has a really nice design and slope to it in the rear. It looks really nice. Their car, their SUV, is similar. It looks really nice. And then the larger one, I'm really impressed with it. I am really impressed with it. So I took some photos, and I didn't get a chance to do an interview because I was on the run, but I did stop and take photos for a good 2-3 minutes or so. A really nice automobile. That's a game changer if the price is right. If they can put the price right on that, it's a game changer. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is Jeep. Okay, Jeep had their it was called the Commander, I believe it was, and there was maybe about 100 of media people waiting for the unveiling of the Commander, and for some reason the spokesperson was not live. It was a videotape, and that was kind of it's weird because most of the manufacturers, not most, but a lot of the manufacturers, they didn't have their reps there. They had their smaller reps, but for the PR person that normally gives a presentation live in front of hundreds of people, they were doing videotape. Now, Porsche was the exception. Porsche, Money, they were exceptions. They had a live show and a live presentation, which was pretty cool. But so let's get back to the Jeep Commander. So we waited, and this video tape was about 20 minutes long. And with me and my big mouth, I said, anticipation is making me wait. Everybody started laughing. But anyway, when they unveiled it, you can always tell the crowd how the reaction of the crowd, and it's right away. You know, it's almost like the Apollo. If they don't like it, they'll boo. But in this case, they have more class, and they won't boo, but they just won't say nothing. And this is exactly what happened. When they took the cover off of the new Jeep, you heard nothing. You heard absolutely nothing. Okay? And I wasn't surprised. You know, I wasn't surprised. And no one had anything negative to say. They just didn't say anything. And after the unveiling, I tell you, it was about within 10 minutes, people were off and gone, right? So I was doing an interview downstairs in the South Hall, speaking with a young cat that did some drawings on his particular car and with a Sharpie pen, and it looked pretty nice. So you can see that interview on, if you get to my Facebook page, you can see it on there. But nevertheless, the designer and the builder with Jeep heard me doing the interview with this young guy, and so he followed me, and I was wondering if I was being stalked or not. But we started talking, and we must have talked a good 45 minutes. So I point blank asked him. I said, "Oh," after I found out that he was the designer and one of the builders of that, and in Detroit, I said, "Well, when the cover came off, what was your anticipated thought?" And he says, "Well, you know, I had anticipated I would hear ooh and wow and ah." And I said, "Well, what'd you think?" He said, "Well, I heard none of that." Now I'm kind of, who? Okay. Now I'm kind of, he says, "Well, now I'm kind of worried." And I said, "Well, you know something? About 10 years ago, when I was at one of these events here at the LA Auto Show, Jay Leno got paid to debut the first Xbox, right? You know, the little box, the little shoebox with wheels. And at that time, when they took the covers off, you know, Jay was doing his thing. We respect Jay because Jay's a car guy. So when they took the covers off, people went, "Oh, I don't believe, look at this piece of crap. I don't believe this. Look at this." You know, I mean, you heard all negative stuff, you know, and I would have been pretty concerned if I was the dealer. I think it's Nissan or something. Pretty upset hearing all those boos from the media, because you know they depend on us to get out and help them sell their product. But so I told him that, but on the other end, that Xbox became a big seller, you know, for the company. And to the point of where they have changed the design a little bit, they've tweaked it a whole lot, and it is still selling to the millenniums. And so, yeah, it was something that we looked at first, and we booed, but they're still selling. So I told him that, and that was some kind of comfort for him to hear that. The base price of that, so he says, is about 62, and I said, well, hopefully there's wiggle room in that so that the price could come down and you can sell these doggone deals. He says, well, the wiggle room is there, but I don't know if management will be willing to do that. So, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. We'll see what happens with that new commander that they have. We'll see what happens. But the wheelbase is 14 inches longer than a Rubicon, and it's a full four-door, and it's like a pickup. But anyway, I don't want to talk about the guy's truck, but I was not impressed with it. And I have a Jeep, and believe me, I like Jeeps. I really do. But I was not impressed with it, and hopefully they will do just the opposite of what I think and make plenty of money for the American market and the overseas market. But time will tell, and like we told the blind man, well, blind man will see someday. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we're almost at the bottom of the hour, and it seems like I have a caller on the line. Let's see who that caller is, Joe. I'm talking to my engineer. Just flicked me off, but that's okay. We have love, one another. Caller, hey, how you doing?
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Oh, Chris, you know what? I didn't expect your call. Folks.
I know you didn't. I called last week, so this would have been my off week. But,
right.
I get things in my head, and I just gotta get them out. So
okay, folks, for you that are listening, this is Chris. He's a road warrior. He's our main man that's gives you all great information for the motorcycle industry, and he's been doing that with us for the past 3 years. A real good guy and very knowledgeable. What's on your mind, man?
Well, there's a lot of things on my mind, but we'll just keep it limited here. I was thinking. I was watching the news and seeing, how we're having some, pretty decent weather out here in California.
Decent weather?
Yeah, decent weather. We had a little rain a couple days ago. But we're still having our sunny days, and we're doing good out here.
Okay.
And then I saw that back east and the south and such, they're getting hammered. Some snow, ice storms, even the Midwest.
Right.
The Midwest in particular, they're getting hammered. So, their winter is hard and upon them. So this is kind of for those guys who had an abrupt end to their riding season. And they might still get a couple of days, between now and, the hard set of winter. And that's great. And if you plan on that, then just put things away for now. Go out to the shed or the garage and fire it up once in a while and make sure the battery stays up and everything's topped off. But for those of you that are planning to just say, you know what, winter is here, I'm done riding for the season, off-road, on-road, doesn't matter. I'm putting it away, covering it up, and I'll see it, next spring. Remember to put some fuel stabilizer in your tanks and run it through a little bit, or run your fuel out. Go for a ride on the next break you guys get, and run it all the way out through. Get home before you run out of gas, of course. Run it through the carburation. If you have injectors, you might not want to run it completely dry, because sometimes if there's anything in the bottom of your tank and it gets up into those, then you're going to suffer some issues. But get some fuel stabilizer in so that when springtime does come around, or when the time comes you want to pull it back out and put in some fresh fuel, the fuel that's in there hasn't gone completely south on you and is turned to a more of a gummy state that's going to do more harm to your injection system, or even your just carburation if you're normally aspirated. It's kind of important to do. I learned this the hard way. So, take it from me. You don't want to have to pay a mechanic or tear it apart yourself to just, clean the jets out, clean the injectors, what have you.
Okay, there's Chris. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. So there's a lot of chemical companies out there that are that would have stabilizers without giving up a name because no one's paying to get their name broadcasted over the station,
Right.
3 stations. There is are they the same? Or are they pretty close to the same as far as the chemical makeup? And they just or is it coming from one manufacturer, chemical manufacturer, and everybody's putting their name on it?
Well, right, like a battery.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. So, there are different blends, I'm going to say, and it's kind of like fuel, kind of like gas. One station might add this element, and another one adds something else. They all have their own, what they used to refer to as detergents or additives. Some don't have any at all, and so when it comes to that, it's personal flavor. So if you haven't never tried any of them before, then you might want to go for the least expensive one. The more expensive it is, the more it's going to, I want to say specsmanship, advertisementship, that is going to do a better job here or there. And these are things that aren't really advertised strongly out here on the West Coast, but can be out towards the East. And again, if you have a particular brand of anything that you like to use, be it fuel stabilizers, gas, oil, cleaners, waxes, what have you, and you're loyal to that brand, then give theirs a shot. If they've got a stabilizer in their market of products, you can go that path. They are tweaked a little different. The fundamental chemical is pretty much the same, but some might be better for an injected system than say for a carbureted system. So you definitely want to pay attention to that too, and use accordingly. So that's probably your best bet. I would personally, I'd put in a higher octane fuel than you normally might run, unless you already run 91, 92. If you're an 87 guy, put in a little bit of 91 in there and bring it up a little bit, get a better quality of fuel in there, and then add your stabilizer. And I think you'll have a better luck at the end of the day, or I should say the end of the winter time.
So you sound like it sounds as if you're being a chemist right now, man.
Well, it is chemistry, as far as what it does. But as far as, just being a rider and wanting to protect your bike, anything is better than nothing.
I got you.
I think at that point. And, it all depends on what your wallet says too. But do take the time to go out occasionally, at least once a month, fire it up, get the oil circulating a little bit, fuel, get it circulating through, during the off season, or you're going to come back to a dead battery. And as for that, you can even take your battery out or disconnect your positive lead and hook it up to a trickle charger, a conditioner, battery conditioner. A lot of those on the market. Some of them are a little more computerized than the others. Internally, they cost a couple bucks more, but they call them battery tenders, and it'll keep your battery in good condition through the season as well. If you just let it sit, keep it connected up, what have you, you'll come out, like in my bike, I'll come out and see that my clock doesn't even work. And the fact is that if you do have a clock or a larger touring bike, it's pulling power while it's sitting still. It's drawing a little bit of power to keep everything, going on it, keep everything up to, ready to be fired up. So if you have one of those setups, make sure you go out there and fire it off once in a while. Keep that battery up. Even if you're using a battery tender, hook it back up, fire it off, get things circulating. Because if you're in a cold weather environment, things start freezing up. That's you don't want to deal with that when the time comes to fire it off and go out riding.
What? And I understand that. I really do. And I love you like a brother, man. But I tell you, if I gave you the mic, you'd talk for the whole hour, dude.
Well, I can. I can.
But you know the information that you give to the public, which is highly appreciated, and I love you. I love you like a brother from a different mother. You are very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. But I do like what you said, and I'll put it when you what you said. You said do well. I'll put it in my words. Do what your money say do. Huh?
Well, right, and just in a little bit of effort now and throughout the season will cost you a whole lot of money, or save you a lot of money and a lot of effort later on.
All right,
that's basically it.
Thank you for calling in, bro. And I will talk with you when I talk to you. If you're going to get out and have that big motor home to go with you, meaning that big Go Wing, you be safe. Because it still might rain today. It looks kind of weird outside. It's a hit and miss, but nevertheless.
Yeah, I think this is a Christmas light day here.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh? But this is how we roll in California. All right, dude. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Take care, guys. Enjoy the ride. Bye-bye.
All right. So, Joe, I'm talking to the engineer, Joe. His name is also, we got some of the best names on the market. Why don't you put on a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Hey, folks, this is Joe Britt coming to you live, coming to you loud, clear, and strong from the desert to the sea, broadcasting on 106.5 FM, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM. Through KCAA, which is an affiliate of NBC. We shall be right back. So hold the line. Here we come.
Why are you listening to this radio station? Why? When you can host your own radio show. You're listening and you think you can do better? You have a message or a product you want everyone to know about. Host your own radio show. Team up with the area's best radio professionals and let them make you sound like you should be on NBC. KCAA NBC Radio, that is. KCAA produces more than 50 local programs each week on subjects ranging from business and sports to political talk, vegan diets, or even marijuana-related issues. We don't just broadcast on the radio, we broadcast to the world. Online, on TV, on social media, on Facebook. You'll be all over. Imagine what your friends will say. And KCAA reaches over 5 million people on 3 radio stations. Join the staff on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. NBC Radio. Jump on the KCAA Express. Call 909-793-1065. That's 909-793-1065 and get ready to transmit.
Okay, we're back. Put the headphones on here. I was communicating with my main man over there in the control booth, trying to get the show on the road, and we're back. Okay, so since Chris called, we're talking chemicals, we're talking additives for motorcycles, but it could be the same thing for cars. So I tell you what, let's put on what was that? What was that? Yeah, let's put on the nitrous. Yeah, and this is done by our correspondent, I believe Larry.
All right, here we are at the Nitrous Outlet, and I've got Dave and Brian in front of me. Hey, guys, welcome to Gotcha Racing Radio out of San Bernardino.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, where are you guys out of?
We're out of Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas. Okay, about halfway across.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about the Nitrous Outlet.
We're a company that started in late model fuel injection. We dominate the LS platform, late model Hemi, Ford, EFI. We pulled over into the more hardcore racing scene about 3 years ago, and now we offer a product line that has done us very well. Our Stinger Series plates holds a lot of the records. We have a full custom fabrication shop where a race team send their intakes in. We plumb them, flow them, send them back out to meet their requirements.
And your R&D.
Full-blown R&D department. We bring even new vehicles in. We tear them down. I got a brand new Hellcat Charger in there right now with 300 miles on it. It's in pieces. So, we bring them in, tear them apart, design anything from bottle mounts to bottle brackets, solenoid brackets, switch panels, you name it. Anything that could be built along that works with the nitrous system, wiring harnesses, and.
So do you still do LS wire kits?
We do. We are known for offering plug and play systems, and that's our product line is advertised as a vehicle specific bolt-on type application.
Yeah, great. But you'll supply, if somebody's interested, you'll supply an LS wiring kit.
Correct. Well, for the nitrous system, so all the nitrous system and accessories. So.
All right. So we're not talking motor swap.
No.
Okay.
Just all along with the performance side of it.
Okay. All right, just trying to get a handle on it because there's a lot of people that are confused about they put in an LS and then the nightmare begins.
Right. That's a real common swap. Yeah. For us, though, if you can imagine, wiring is the hardest part of anything.
Yeah, right.
So even in your
that's why I asked about that.
Right. So, we have 4 tech guys that all they do is do technical calls all day.
Yeah.
And a bigger grunt of those calls are wiring issues, and that's the reason their system isn't functioning correctly.
Yeah.
So we decided, hey, let's just start offering plug-and-play harnesses where the customer only has to hook up 4 wires.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Outstanding. Good move. Good strategy. Yeah. So, if people want to get a hold of you, obviously they can go to your website, which is
nitrousoutlet.com.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And so you're in Central Time.
We are.
Okay. Do you have a toll free you want to put out there?
It's 866-648-7. I'm not sure. The regular number is 254-848-4300.
Okay.
So, the toll-free number is 866-648-7637. So I was on track.
Yeah, there you go. Just fell a little short, right? All right. Well, anything else you want to tell our audience out there?
Well, everyone likes technical support, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're the leading in the industry at technical support. I got 4 guys that sit on the phone all day long, answer any tech question you have.
Boy, that's one reason to take a hard look at your company anyway. If you got strong technical backup,
we do, and we also do tech videos and tech blogs. So if you go to nitroustech.com, you can read all kinds of technical write-ups on all just an assortment of all kinds of things in the nitrous industry.
Cool. Well, hey, nice talking to you, and. Again, we're Gotcha Racing Radio, and we'll tell all of our listeners out there that if they're thinking about nitrous, you better take a look at Nitrous Outlet.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
All right. Give me 5.
All right, folks, and that's how we do it, and that's our correspondent, Larry, and Larry has recently just moved up north. We're going to miss him. He has a great voice for radio, and he has a lot of history behind him. So we're going to stay in the chemical field right now, So, Joe, let's put on the next one, and it is with the Chemical Lab Company? Fuel Lab. Okay, go ahead and put that on.
Hi, this is Larry with Gotcha Racing Radio, and we're here with Brian from the Fuel Lab. So, Brian, what does the Fuel Lab do? What do you brew?
Well, Fuel Lab is about high-performance fuel systems. We make some of the industry's most innovative aftermarket fuel pumps, regulators, and filters. What sets us apart from a lot of people out there is our DC brushless technology.
Okay, DC brushless technology.
Uh-huh.
Oh, for electric fuel pumps, it's...
For the motors, right.
Yeah, okay.
Right. For most motors, for most pumps that are out there today, they run on a brushed motor that runs the pump.
Okay.
We introduced brushless technology about 7-8 years ago into the industry as a way to control the speed of the pump and to keep the pump from overheating and causing vapor lock and cavitation damage to the pump. So you can get high horsepower supporting pumps with dual use applications, so you can run it at the track or you can drive it on the street.
Wow, that's cool. So is there some kind of, I talked to a bunch of different people that are talking about being able to dial in for each application.
Right.
Does this have that, or is it you set it and forget it?
Well, there are a number of different ways to control that speed. You can just run at full speed if all you're going to do is drag race. If you want to dial it back because you want to drive it as a street vehicle, you can either do a kind of a high-low switch to set it from full speed to a reduced speed.
From the cockpit or the cabin.
From
right?
the cabin, right,
Yeah, okay.
right. You can do something as unique as use our electronic fuel pressure regulator, which actually sends a signal to.
That's
the
what I was going for.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's an independent feedback device that uses a signal.
A negative servo feedback loop kind of thing?
Well, it's a pressure transducer that
Okay.
reads return line pressure, and it sees changes in that return line pressure and sends a signal to the pump to speed up or slow down based on engine.
Positive feedback servo loop.
Well, it's something that gives that signal to the pump that tells it what to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, dial it in.
Pretty unique. Yeah.
What do you need?
And you don't have to calibrate anything. That's what's nice about it.
Yeah.
With a lot of other speed control options for existing pumps today, you have to use a voltage step-down device or some type of voltage regulator and you have to map your flow curves. With this particular product, you don't have to do anything. You just
That's
plug
really
and play.
interesting. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and the whole point of it is to keep your fuel from overheating.
Right.
You don't want to have a condition which leads to vapor lock, and then you're stranded by the side of the road.
Or not getting to the end of the dragster.
Not
right?
getting, or leaning out your engine and losing an engine. That's,
exactly.
It's just as possible.
Blowing it up.
Yeah, blowing up's a bad thing.
Yeah, when you're running 1,800 horsepower, you got to have the right delivery. Otherwise, you could turn it into a hand grenade.
Yep, the engine is going to look for something to burn, and usually it'll be the engine.
Okay, well, so how do people get to the Fuel Lab? Your website is?
Well, it's fuellab.com. You can see all the product information on the website there. We sell through most major online sellers like Summit,
Jags, yeah.
all those folks. So we're definitely out there in terms of for the buying public to check us out. And we hope that, and more than welcome, we have tech support online. If they got any questions, give us a call.
I'll tell you, for me, customer service is the number one differentiator between the guy I'm going to buy for and the guy who I thought I was going to buy for.
Right. No automated answering services, and
no press one for we're not talking to you anyway, right?
Right. And
cool.
Everything made right in the Midwest in the USA.
All right, and that's important to me too. And my audience. Okay, so audience, if you're dialing in your fuel delivery, check out Fuel Lab. Anything else you want them to know?
Just appreciate the consideration, and hopefully we'll see them at the track.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, and have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks. So that was an interview with a chemical-based company, and we have another one coming up. So we want to keep it all fuel-related because of Chris. We were going in a different direction before. Now let's keep it with the chemical base. So Joe, let's go ahead and put the next one on.
Hi, here we are. This is Larry with Gotcha Racing Radio, and we're here with Carl from Champion Oil. So, Carl, how long's Champion been around?
We just finished our 60th year, so...
new guys on the block,
New guys on the block, correct. Yeah, we're in Clinton, Missouri. We have 3 facilities there, and we're about 1 million square feet of manufacturing.
Wow. And so you do have a racing focus, correct?
Yes, we're pretty multifaceted. We private label for racing companies. We do racing gear oils and transmission and motor oils and racing brake fluid, and we also distribute for some of those companies as well worldwide. And then we have our own brand of that particular product. So we have 9 racing oils, 3 hot rod oils, 6 racing gear oils.
Anything motorcycle oriented?
We do make power sports products, but not under our brand. We've made a license with a major power sports lubricant company, and they have the exclusive rights to that.
You are their go-to guys.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is sometimes. People make things for different people, and we don't make everything, but we make 350 different products. And besides racing, we're in construction and ag and food and beverage and asphalt and gravel and
so all kinds of lubricants in general, not just we're thinking oil and filter.
Right.
So you guys have got all kinds of different lubricants you do.
Yeah, for example, we have 13 different diesel oils. You probably didn't think there were that many, but there's a lot of specifications that need to be addressed in diesel and hydraulic oils. We do floor jack oil and compressor oil. So we are around racing quite a bit.
Yeah.
Our primary focus and where we're most known is in the middle of the country, typically in sprint car, late model,
Dirt track
stuff.
Yeah.
We're pretty popular with the engine builders in that area. And then on the coast, we pick up a little bit of drag racing and offshore boat racing, grassroots, road racing. But sprint car is sort of where we are known for. And we had like 28 national championships last year, so in a lot of different kind of categories.
Well, cool. So they look for your products on the shelf, but how can they find more about you? Your website?
Sure. Website is championbrands.com, or else Champions use Champion. Our commercial industrial products are available on all the big box stores from Walmart, AutoZone, and O'Reilly's. And our racing products are at JAGS, MotorState, Summit, Speedway. You can find Auto Anything, Amazon, etc. So Summit's a good place to start.
Sure.
They carry probably the largest line, but there's other people, Dave Motorsports, etc., that are into this area as well. But we're always looking for more distributors, so any of your listeners could certainly feel free to give me a call or an email.
Well, we know O'Reilly's.
Yeah, O'Reilly's is close to us. They're out of Springfield, and we're in Clinton, so we're about an hour away, and so we have a good relationship with them.
Great. All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming out, and we'll tell our audience, take a look at Look for Champion, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Larry, very much.
All right.
Have
you
a
got
great
it.
day. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay, folks. So this is these interviews were just put on are from SEMA. SEMA has a program called MPMC. Excuse me. That's where the manufacturers get a chance to let their hair down and talk one-on-one for 30 minutes with media. And we've been doing this for about 6 years now with different manufacturers, getting the information from them. Now, these are the same guys that are at SEMA, but SEMA's a large show, and it's 15 miles of walking. I kid you not. And, we haven't, as a crew, been able to cover the whole show. Now, this time we had a rover going around shooting, and we had 2 cameras and a small team, and we still did not cover the whole SEMA show. We did not. And so what happens is SEMA understands this, and they understand when the media crew like ours are out there, and we are caught up in some conversations and interviews with manufacturers, we can't get to everybody that we like to. We just cannot. So what they do is once a year in January, they put together the MPMC, and when the manufacturers get a chance to talk to us, I call it like speed dating. They give us 30 minutes to get information out of the manufacturer, and either most guys put it in paper form, for magazines, and we do it for radio. And we were doing it for video, but they're kind of skittish about showing their faces. So radio works out for us a lot better. So we have one more I want to slip in before the top of the hour, and it's with a company called Gale Banks. Okay, a lot of you racers understand who the name is, so let's go ahead and play that, Joe.
All right, here we are with Gale Banks Engineering's man on the scene, John, and Banks Engineering is the big dog. It really is. And I know from my own personal experience that you guys are the go-to gurus when it comes to, buffers, and especially with the new diesel stuff that's so prevalent with the diesel pushers and such, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we kind of look at ourselves as being full performance. I mean, Gale's motto is, I just want to go faster. I don't care how I do it or what engine I'm doing it with. I just want to go faster. And so we've done everything, turbochargers has been our mainstay of business. And then, of course, the new diesel stuff. And as you say, the pusher motorhomes and everything, we're doing all that stuff.
Okay, so a little bit of history. Banks started out when?
Well, we're going into our 59th year. So, so it got quite a history there, and it's been one guy at the helm the whole time, and he's still very actively running things.
That is amazing. Okay, the consistency for 6 decades now?
Yeah, just about. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's we started off, or he started off, because I wasn't around at that time, in the marine business, and then moved into the motorsports side of things, and just took off from there. And
I did not know that he started out in the Marine.
Yep, that was the first engine he ever sold. So it was a marine engine, and we've had several marine records that he did in the early days, and so it was that was definitely a passion at the time.
Cool, and he's still hands-on at the helm.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, every day he's there. He's in engineering, going over stuff. Discussions about how to do things better, how to make things more durable. Because our whole thing is like, it's not just a matter of giving you more power. We got to give you reliability as well. It doesn't do you any good to put something on your vehicle.
Yeah, you get that extra 8 horsepower that blows up.
Yeah, it's like that's no fun.
No.
And so we want to be able to do both of those things for you, which kind of speaks to like the military project that we did. We actually are the engine supplier for the new JLTV engine, which is a replacement for the Humvee for the military.
Wow.
It's arguably the biggest engine contract the military has ever issued. And so it's...
Congratulations.
So, well, thank you very much. But we got that going up against some major competitors.
No, yeah, no kidding.
And, we won hands down. So it's, this speaks to Gail's insistence on durability, making sure, we did,
doing it
right, and making sure we get power out of it and performance. And particularly with those guys, you have to run on military-grade fuel, which is you wouldn't want to put it in your lawnmower. It's that bad.
Really?
Yeah. It's like they have to look at it like wherever they can get fuel around the world.
Yeah.
They have to make sure everything runs on that that level.
The lowest common denominator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So
that's interesting. I hadn't even thought of that. And I'll tell you, in my experience with government contracts, is there's so much politics involved, and for Gail to be able to win the contract against a Honeywell or a Johnson Controls or something like that,
yeah,
you guys just must have kicked butt.
We did, yeah. It was one of those things where our engines didn't fail and theirs did. So yeah. So
hard to argue with that, right?
Yeah. So, but let's should we talk about some of the stuff that we got coming
Sure.
out? Okay. Yeah. So we've got a new product called the Derringer, and basically it's an inline tuner. The first series of it works on the EcoBoost engines. That's this product right here. I know your listeners won't be able to see it, but it basically, that's the computer, and that plugs inline into your system. It's OBD2, so anything 2008 and newer, this will work on. And for example, we just did the EO testing for it, so we submitted our paperwork, so it'll be CARB approved. And we did that on the SEMA dyno, and on the 3.5 EcoBoost, we picked up 90 horsepower, 90.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a tremendous increase in horsepower.
And this is amazing. It looks like a little extension cord.
Yep.
That's all it is, and all the computer.
Is in that end of it.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's a
all right.
phenomenal little
okay,
piece.
folks.
And you can dial up.
I didn't know this. I didn't know Larry had him on for 9 minutes. I didn't know, and we weren't really checking the computer. But I'm going to have to run this interview again because we almost out of time. So Gail Banks, I'm going to run that again because it seemed like he had some good information. Hey, so we're pretty much out of time. Is that right, Joe? Hey, this is Joe Britt, Gotcha Racing Live, Gotcha Racing TV, here noontime on Saturdays. So you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Be safe.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.